can you please give me some money?
No, and stop asking.
All jokes aside, our Heavenly Father is a provider and He has no problem. It's a small thing for Him to provide for us miraculously. But there's a season for manna from heaven, and there's a season where you're meant to eat the produce of the ground. It is not God's will for you to be constantly living in a position to where you need miraculous provision. So instead of praying for money, right, I'm going to give you 3 prayer points to pray instead. The first prayer point is to ask God to give you eyes to see and ears to hear and recognize the opportunities that are around you that you're just not seeing. You'd be surprised at how many things, how many opportunities, how many skills you possess that you are not recognizing that there is something that you can use this thing to do that will bring you the income that you're praying and asking God for, right? Sometimes we take the skills and the abilities that God has given us that we just do for fun or we have a passion for, and we're not realizing that it can actually be a tool to help you generate income. Eyes to see and ears to hear is not a matter of natural sight and natural hearing, but it is spiritual. It is the ability to recognize and see beyond what is in front of you. Oftentimes, God's answer comes in the form of the ingredients, and it is for you to make the final product and put it to use. I once heard a man of God say this: God didn't give us chairs, though we needed chairs. He gave us trees, and it is for us to take the wood from the tree and create the chair. And God is glorified in that. Prayer point number 2. Wisdom. Once He's given you the eyes to see and the ears to hear and recognize the thing that you walk past every day or the ability that you take lightly, once you're finally able to recognize it, you're going to ask God for wisdom as to what to do with this. Okay, Lord, I see the potential of this thing. Now, how can I use it? How can I implement this thing and be able to generate income? Lastly, you are going to pray for a spirit of excellence. It's one thing to do a thing and just, hey, all right, this is going to be a hustle. No, that is not God's will, okay? We want to operate in excellence. That is doing something to the best of our ability as unto the Lord, right? Not in fear of what people are going to say and people are going to think, and we're moving and shifting according to our fear of men, but doing it as unto the Lord. So you want to pray for a spirit of excellence. Why? Because when you start to do that thing, right, and you're operating in wisdom, you also want to have excellence because it's going to attract new customers and it's going to keep customers coming back. Okay, so I gave you the 3 prayer points, but did you notice that the prayer points were all relating to entrepreneurship? Now, the reason why those prayer points are tied to entrepreneurship is because a lot of people that are praying for money, believing God for more income, they already have a 9-to-5, they already have a job, but that job is not providing everything that they need. And the reason why is because how much money you make at a 9-to-5 is almost always tied to how many hours you work. And there are but so many hours in a day, right? You also need to sleep. You also need time for other things. You also need time for your family. I believe that one of the greatest opportunities to receive additional income, and an income that does not have to be tied to how many hours you work, is starting a business, is having what some people call a side hustle, but that side hustle can grow to a point where you're making money in your sleep, right? And so that is the reason why the prayer points are tied to entrepreneurship. Now, a lot of people are fearful of starting a business. A lot of people think that entrepreneurship is not for them. I believe that entrepreneurship can be for everyone. You just have to open your mind to it. And it's not about having a huge corporation or having 100 employees. There are so many avenues, there are so many opportunities, there are so many different ways to run a business nowadays because of the time that we live in and the technology that is available. As risky as it seems to a lot of people to start and run a business, and yes, there are risks with running a business, right? Especially when compared to that seemingly secure 9-to-5 steady paycheck that a lot of people are accustomed to. The reward of removing the limitation off of how much money you can earn because it's no longer tied to how many hours you work is a reward that is unmatched and well worth the risk. So that is why I encourage those of you that are praying and asking God for more money to explore entrepreneurship if you haven't already. Listen, if you like this video, if it blessed you, like, subscribe, share, you know the things, do the things, all right? Until next time.